Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, not bad. I was thinking about with that I was talking about triangulation last night. There would be one exception to the rule if it were a group of people and you knew who was talking. They were like, bet that makes you jealous, like you're gonna do something cool and if they say something like that and they meant it in just kind of like a joking manner. But I was talking about when people actually use another person or something they and another person did together to to use their words to use that other person and you as a triangle in some kind of a conflict that narcissists use. Triangulation. I shared another Stoic Sage, I think it was, digital video that went more in depth on the triangulation thing. I mean, I've had it happen a lot. I should be able to describe it a lot better than maybe what I did. Um, if something comes to mind, I'll re what would the word revisit that topic, so yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, I'm still kind of thinking on that note, but I don't know, there's something a little more pressing. I think I should talk about. Just a minute here. I want to directly ask anybody that's satanic or a part of like Lady Babylon 666 here on YouTube. I'd like you to answer a couple questions for me. I'm not opposed to any religion per se because they're all connected with the dark cabal. I just want to know, and with the satanic independence and that channel in particular, you may not be in charge of that channel. I would like to know and ask you, what do you believe on um, the dark arts that are practiced by some paying reverence to Satan? That's my question right there. Um, Before I would invest, and yes, the scriptures have been twisted. There's no doubt, no doubt. And some people like me believe that God and Satan are the same energy for different reasons. I just would like to know people's reasoning before I jump in. I mean, I got my toes in the water. I already know about Satanism, witchcraft, dark arts, blah, 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 blah for decades. But individually and personal for people off that channel, I'd just like you to answer those couple little questions there. Where do you stand um, with the dark arts and or against them in any respect? That's what I want to know. And just because Satan rules over this world with his energy, do you believe that he's the supreme almighty? Few questions that, and I'm going to put a link over, and I don't mean to offend anybody or piss anybody off, but if I do, I'm not backing down because my heart's pure with everybody. I'm straightforward, I'm straight up, and that's all I expect in return. That's pretty simple, isn't it? So, yeah. Oops. Sorry about that. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been thinking, how to broach the subject with not telling somebody that they're, idiotic or wrong or, you know, anything like that. That's not my motive here. And there's a lot of Christians that'll say, well, woman, you're out of your mind. No, some of us have educated ourselves away from religions. All of them for me, all of them. I'm not joining a Satanic congregation or a Christian one or Judaism or any of it. None of it. I have my own religion. It's called I Know I Have a Creator that wasn't me until I get down to the bottom of it and know besides myself what spirit is trying to work through me or other people, um saying they could channel me or anything. Just say, okay, say if I could say I can channel you and your thoughts, okay? Just leave it right there for I want you to really think on this because I have more to say about it. Just a minute. I can channel you, right? Hold on. So what if somebody says they can channel me, but then after they've channeled me, they twist what they fucking heard? Because I've seen it firsthand on live streams. Somebody talking shit, I make a correction. Their brain gets it, but they don't put the truth out there because they're still serving themselves. Yeah, no, no. When somebody says they're channeling, you're not channeling shit. It's either God or it's Satan. That's your conductors right there. There's the source, you know? So, anyway, it's not just an opinion, Unless you're schizophrenic, you don't have a gazillion choices within your being on who you are. You could be having a totally pleasant day, and some evil Nimrod will walk into your life and disrupt it on purpose. And if it happens too many times, eventually you might snap. It doesn't make you a evil person. But now if you have a tendency to snap all the time, you're probably listening to that other voice. When the voice says, oh, just chill, that's you inside. You're saying, hey, I'm just chilling. But the other one's like, this deserves rage, you know? So, anyway, Doug's out road building with the tractor down to the creek and around and building another pond. And yeah, just because the weather's dry and dry enough with the snow all melted that he can get around and do some work out there that he wants to do, you know. Make stuff look better around here. All the time, we always like try to make things a little better than it was before. It was, if some of you don't know, a meadow, a farm field that had been all farmed out, just totally um, scoured of its nutrients and poisoned, and with um, fertilizers, not fertilizers, but manure, spreading manure and bringing in loads and loads, I mean big loads of semis full of like sawdust and pickups load full of cow manure. And then I had my horse, I mean, and buying bags of topsoil and for gardens and different things, but just the amount of work, and there was no trees in the middle of the field. It was a cornfield that had been totally used up. There was a field in the backyard up above on the hill, and a farmer used to come through this field to go up the hill into another field that we put an end to because we have a creek running through the property, and it was poisoning the creek, going into um, a lake right over here that went into another lake and river system down into the St. Croix, into the Mississippi River, all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. So if people like us up north put a stop to the poison, there you go. That's how we clean up our planet. We don't clean it by telling you to buy some kind of car that's going to cost little children their lives and need another battery for $30,000 in 5 or 6 years. No, we're telling you, go plant a tree and keep an old car running, so when the EMPs hit, you'll still have a vehicle that isn't computerized, you know. And then if you do know how to make like ethyl ethanol, there you go. And anything is biodegradable unless it's plastic. And fuel can be made and distilled out of anything, any matter, you know. So yeah, these people on here. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna have an electric car, how about when the first electric cars were, um, uh, I think it was like, if I'm not mistaken, like 1846, something like that. And then there was another one like 1914. So, yeah, it's been around for a long time. Still water powered, like Stanley Mayer's water powered car that he got eliminated for. Him and his brother produced this. Well, he did, and his brother helped um, get things out, and the government was fighting this guy. Just like a guy with a perpetual motion generator on here. You get it started, you have power forever. You get his device started, and so it's like a alternator that goes to the generator, or a starter that goes to the generator. It's perpetual motion, and once it's started, you have free electricity. And the FBI literally raided that guy. He's on here on YouTube. So interesting, so flippin' cool. That'd blow your mind. He's a little rough around the edges. He had done some prison time. So, and that's a long story too, and you can just hear it in his voice. You know the ones that have been done dirty. I'm not talking about the dirty dogs, the players, and your average con artists and that type of bullshit. No, I'm talking about somebody that got thoroughly over by the system because of his brain, you know? If you don't suck up, they're going to want to suck on you. It's about the way it goes. They'll find some way to keep you out of the loop, keep you out of the picture, you know. God forbid that you become a part of the group and you know something they don't know and you'd want to share that with them. Yeah. But people are so fucking intelligent. They'd rather wait 20 years down the line to discover it on their own. Anybody but you or I, you see what I'm saying? You might know something and you might try to tell somebody that, and just because it's coming from you, they won't hear it. They won't have anything to do with it. As long as it's coming from somebody else, same information, your information, doesn't matter. Even if it takes 2 decades or more, they'll wait till then to realize the truth just because you said it, you know? I've had that happen. That's why it sounded a little aggressive, you know? Uh, Yeah. And then last night when I was making that triangulation video, I said the neighbors were blasting off their spud guns up there. Then they didn't even blast anymore after I said that. They had been just right before that. My cat ran out that way, and keep in mind she had a severed shoulder and her arm was broken 2 places. So it's still not healed. It never really will be, but it's way better than it was. But poor thing, she goes running on 3 legs that way, comes running back this way, all because of the neighbors. It's just like I had this little dog that couldn't tolerate fireworks. So like on the 4th of July, and we're so close to the lake, and a lot of neighbors have pretty big fireworks too. So like for a month or more in different celebrations through the summer, that poor little dog used to just shiver all night, you know. Imagine what all the little animals feel like out there. I mean, they're not looking at the sparklies in the sky like it's a spectacular thing to see. They're scared, you know. So anyway, my horse didn't like it either. I mean, she was cool with it. She just looked at people like, you know how fucking stupid you are. Just her looks alone were so much like mine. I love that animal. I miss her. She didn't like men too well. Somebody must have abused her before I got her. She was a bit of a, um, I had to watch her with men. And Doug taught her that not all men were bad people, but um, he didn't dare really bend over in front of her, not when I first got her. I told him, you better get up. He had went to offer her an apple and was down in front of her, and just when I said that, she's just like, yeah. She stepped on his foot one time and left it there. That was an intentional thing, just to see what he was going to do. And if you, I mean, like with him, maybe not so bad because he's got pretty big, thick feet. But if she had done that to somebody with a higher arch or female bones versus the male, that could have been a different outcome. You know, she was big, big, big girl. Yeah, I just really wanted to ask them a few questions for um, Dr. Hillman. I don't know if he'll watch this video, but if you do, you know, I'm not there out of curiosity. I'm there for the connection that I see clearly of somebody that was raised quite a bit like I was, and I just want to know why. Um, Personally for you, not out of curiosity for what the religion is, people's personal feelings. And if I were to follow somebody, which I do, and I love the Greek Oh, I love it. Um, Getting down into the middle of those texts. But as far as the religion is concerned, I'd like to know a little bit more about people's personal beliefs before I just jump in the ocean, which I'm never going to do anyway. But I mean, as far as even holding a respect deeper than is on the surface of most Satanism, that's what I'm talking about. The dark arts versus not using them. you know? Because even with magic tricks or spell casting or any of it that people have done on me all my life or tried to, I don't take kindly to it, and I have a bit of a retaliation streak inside of me that has nothing to do with Satan. It's all mine. And I also wonder, here's another question. Do you believe that Satan is male or female or both? Because I'm here to say the male and female have tendency to go either way, but their child has both. Consider Beelzebub or the Baphomet. Correct me if I'm wrong in your extreme, in your ideals, in your um, gathering of information through the decades, like I've done. So those are some of my questions. Um, for anybody that's from over on that channel, or if you have an opinion just from your viewpoint on things in the world, I'm interested, big time. That's probably enough for today. I've got my camera ready to set up. It's older HP, but it's going to be just fine for going out on a walk or going up to the big lake and taking some videos like I want to do, and or just having it on hand. But yeah. Okay, everybody, I'm going to get this uploaded. I appreciate you joining me. Yeah, that triangulation thing, it still gets me though, that I heard two people that I consider uh, rather advanced in the arts and crafty, um, use that triangulation thing within an 8-hour period. Oh, I mean, it's not unusual, but anyway, peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.